66 million years ago, Earth witnessed the most catastrophic day in its history. This is a cinematic, minute-by-minute reconstruction of the final 24 hours of the dinosaurs, based on real scientific evidence. 66 million years ago, life on Earth stood at its peak of reptilian dominance. Dinosaurs had ruled the planet for over 160 million years. They survived shifting continents, rising seas, volcanic eruptions, and dramatic climate swings. But on one ordinary morning in the late Cretaceous, everything changed. At 9:41 a.m., a 12-kilometer-wide asteroid entered Earth's atmosphere, traveling at nearly 20 kilometers per second. In seconds, the sky above what is now the Yucatan Peninsula blazed brighter than the sun. The air in front of the asteroid compressed so violently that it generated intense heat, turning the object into a fireball streaking across the horizon. For any creature looking up, it would have appeared as a second sun, growing larger by the second. Moments later, the asteroid struck shallow coastal waters near present-day Chicxulub. The explosion released energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs. Rock vaporized instantly. The ocean flashed into steam. A crater nearly 150 kilometers wide began forming in seconds. Everything within hundreds of kilometers, forests, rivers, dinosaurs, was obliterated almost instantly. At 9:42 a.m., a massive shockwave tore outward faster than the speed of sound. Trees were flattened like matchsticks. Creatures too far to be vaporized were thrown violently to the ground. The air itself became a weapon, carrying debris at lethal speeds. By 9:45 a.m., trillions of tons of molten rock were ejected high above the atmosphere. Some fragments escaped into space briefly before gravity pulled them back. The ground continued shaking as seismic waves rippled across the planet. The earthquake triggered by the impact may have exceeded magnitude 10 or even 11, stronger than anything humans have ever recorded. By 10 a.m., regions thousands of kilometers away felt the tremors. Herds of massive herbivores may have paused in confusion as the earth beneath them rolled unnaturally. Rivers sloshed backward. Cliffs collapsed. The planet itself seemed unstable. By 10:30 a.m., the first wave of ejected debris began falling back through the atmosphere. As these fragments re-entered at high speed, they superheated the sky. The atmosphere glowed red. Temperatures spiked globally for a short but devastating period. Forests burst into flames, not from lava, but from radiant heat from above. Wildfires ignited across continents. For dinosaurs far from the crater, this would have been the most terrifying phase. The sky rained fire. The air grew unbearably hot. Smoke and ash thickened the horizon. Animals fled instinctively, but there was nowhere truly safe. By noon, tsunamis hundreds of meters tall were racing across ancient coastlines. Entire marine ecosystems were destroyed in minutes. Coastal forests were swallowed by walls of water. Inland, ash began settling like gray snow. By mid-afternoon, sunlight started fading. Dust and pulverized rock had spread high into the stratosphere, encircling the planet. What began as fire slowly transitioned into darkness. Photosynthesis, the process plants rely on to produce energy, began shutting down almost immediately in affected regions. By evening, the sky had turned dim and hazy across much of the world. Fires continued to burn, but the sun appeared weak and distant through thick clouds of soot. The temperature, which had spiked earlier from atmospheric heating, now began dropping as sunlight was blocked. At midnight, Earth was unrecognizable. The once vibrant Cretaceous world was covered in smoke, ash, and flame. Many animals that survived the initial blast now faced suffocating air and contaminated water. Breathing became difficult. Water sources filled with debris and toxic particles. By the next morning, 24 hours after impact, the immediate violence had ended. But the true extinction was only beginning. Massive amounts of sulfur released from vaporized rock entered the atmosphere, forming aerosols that reflected sunlight. Acid rain likely fell across vast regions. Temperatures continued to decline. In the weeks that followed, darkness persisted. With limited sunlight, plants began dying. Without plants, herbivorous dinosaurs lost their primary food source. Starvation spread through ecosystems. Large predators that depended on those herbivores soon faced the same fate. The extinction was not a single explosive moment frozen in time. It was a chain reaction. Impact triggered firestorms. Firestorms filled the sky with soot. Darkness halted plant growth. Food chains collapsed. Ocean chemistry shifted as plankton populations declined. Nearly 75% of Earth's species eventually vanished. Yet life did not disappear entirely. Small mammals, birds, the only surviving lineage of dinosaurs, crocodilians, turtles, and burrowing species possessed advantages. Smaller body sizes required less food. Underground shelters offered protection from heat and cold extremes. Flexible diets allowed survival in a shattered ecosystem. For over 160 million years, dinosaurs had dominated Earth. On this single day, their era ended, not through gradual decline, but through cosmic accident. A rock from space reshaped the destiny of life. The forests that once echoed with thunderous footsteps fell silent. The giants were gone. But in that silence, opportunity emerged. The survivors, small, adaptable, resilient, would eventually give rise to a new world, an age of mammals, and millions of years later, humans. The last day of the dinosaurs reminds us that Earth's history can change in a single instant. From unimaginable destruction came a completely new chapter of life, proving that even after the darkest day, evolution finds a way forward. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out other videos on my channel.